Good morning, everybody. It is early Monday morning, November 7th. We are in the town of Elmore City, Oklahoma. This is State Highway 29 at State Route 74. About 10 or so miles, 10, 15, whatever it is, miles west of I-35. And just pretty much directly to the west of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, which is where we'll be making a delivery this morning. And I hope that my rear cameras are working again, but it's still hit and miss. So I have been doing a little bit of troubleshooting there because I swapped out the. Now, if you remember my delivery video in Ontario the other day, I swapped out the camera on the driver's side, and it definitely made a difference, at least on the quality, because the video quality that I was getting out of that looked like really crisp and clear and nice. When I did actually get footage to include in that video, but right after that section, the rest of it I couldn't get, and now I can't figure this out because what I was seeing on the display here was telling me it was a driver's side camera or something related to it. That was the issue. But after I got that camera hooked up, and now everything I'm seeing is indicating that the problem's on the passenger side. So on the way over here, because there are times that it was glitching over on the passenger side, and the passenger side will lose signal, and when it loses signal, it causes the rear cameras to quit recording. So I don't know if you're getting good rear camera footage right now. Hopefully you will. You'll see the rear cameras now if I do have it, but now I had to do, like I said, I had to do a little bit of troubleshooting there to figure out if there was something going on the internally to the main camera, because the two rear cameras, they plug into the main camera, and I had to double check that it wasn't actually to isolate the problem to whether it was the main camera internally causing it, or if it was the rear camera, or the passenger camera, or the passenger camera's extension cable. Because I was seeing little glitches. Because I had the left side hooked up to the left port in here, and the right side one hooked up to the right port. And I decided to go ahead and disconnect them both and then swap positions, so the left one was plugged into the right port and the right one was plugged into the left port, and see if the problem was going to move to the little pip screen or the big screen or whatever. So if it moved from the big screen to the pip screen, because it was on the big screen earlier, if I had both camera views, if it moved to the pip screen, then I knew that it's more likely related to the camera or the extension cable coming from the passenger mirror. If the problem it was seeing glitching staying on the big screen, the main part, like the bigger, like full screen view, whatever, on my dash cam, then that would give me more reason to suspect that the problem is actually with the main unit itself. From what I saw, there was a little bit of glitchiness in the PIP view, so it suggests to me that the real problem is either the extension cable or the camera on the passenger side now. But I'm scratching my head at it though, because the problems I've been having prior to that were definitely driver's side camera related. I've been having to deal with wildlife here on this road. Further back on Highway 29, after not too far after I got onto here from the town of Marlow. Coming down the road now, you can see there's no shoulder here. I come up on this spot and I can see what is apparently either a possum or a small owl of some sort, like one of those gray and white faced owls. I don't know what the damn things are called, like a burrowing owl, or yeah, not a huge owl, but I couldn't tell. It was one of the two. It was either a possum or an owl, sitting there munching on some roadkill right here in the, kind of on my side of the yellow line here in the lane. And I didn't have any option but to either, well, to put my right side tires in the grass, which I'm not going to do, run right over the thing with my steer tires, whatever it was, or, you know, because there was nobody coming the other way. So what I ended up doing was drifting over to the left so that it would go underneath the center of my truck. Whatever it was, it definitely went underneath my truck. I did not feel it, but I didn't make any attempt to move at all as I was approaching. So yeah, I don't know if it's if he's still alive. Whatever it was, hopefully I have some dash cam footage. So maybe I can get a better look at it on the dash cam. I doubt it. I just know it was one of the two. I don't know if they have those, like those little smaller gray and white looking kind of owls here or not. I think like burrowing owls like we have in California. I would imagine they do though. And then a few more miles after that, just sitting here driving again, and all of a sudden a raccoon goes running across like diagonally like that. Yeah, he didn't make it. I didn't feel a bump, but I definitely heard something get hit, so I know for a fact I hit it. Whether it was just my bumper hitting him or if I ran over him, I don't know, but he definitely got hit somehow. Oh, and then I saw a couple other animals. I couldn't tell what they were. They were too far away when they started moving off, but I think they might have been smaller raccoons. In the grass over here off to the right. So, interesting. Alright, so on the way over here, this is a load I picked up in Colton, California at the Walmart distribution center. As you guys know, we do a ton of pickups there. Or those of you guys who watch me regularly know that we do a ton of pickups there. Alright, I ended up having I told you in that video I was going to stop by my house. Turned out I had enough time where I could stop at my house and do a full 10-hour break and just get moving in the morning. So I did that. I ended up getting out to Gallup, New Mexico, which ended up being, I think, 567 or so miles. Double check that. Kind of a long thing here. Yeah, 567 miles is what I did. I was really shooting for Dancing Eagle Travel Plaza at the exit 108, which is almost 100 miles east of Gallup. About 90, yeah, right around 90 miles or so. Just over 90 miles east of where the truck stops in Gallup are at. That was my plan, because I wanted to have the option possibly to get here in 2 shifts, where maybe I run another long shift or a 610 or whatever mile shift it was going to end up being from Dancing Eagle Travel Plaza. It's in the town of or the village of Casablanca. It's an Indian village. Yeah, I was out by considering that option there, though, because I could have gotten here in 2 shifts. But before I even got into New Mexico from Arizona, I noticed some kind of a traffic delay on the eastbound side of 40 near just east of Gallup. I've been talking to a friend of mine who drives for JCT. We were on the phone together, and he was telling me about a lot of traffic delays right there. He was coming westbound, and he passed by and going the other direction. And he told me about it, and I was like, you know, it did still look pretty shitty on the map. So I got to thinking, you know what, I don't really need to go all the way to Dancing Eagle, because I can't run a full shift anyway. I mean, I guess I could, but I'd have to. I could not get here to Paul's Valley without my recap hours. As it was, I was going to run the next shift to Altus, Oklahoma. Okay, here's I-35, by the way. We're going to get on northbound 35 here in a second. Anyway, I wanted to get to Altus, Oklahoma on the next shift, which is on Highway 62 on the other side of Lawton from here. Because, you know, if I could get there, I had a chance to where I could visit my son again, you know, along the way over here. But I couldn't even make it there. I think I was going to, well, I was going to come close to making it, but I was pretty sure I was going to be a little bit short. My 70-hour clock, wasn't enough to work with to get me all the way to Altus. I ended up having to stop in Memphis, Texas. I ended up stopping at the Loves there. It's, Memphis, Texas, if you're not familiar with, is on Highway 287. It's about 70-ish. Is that what I'd say it is? 70-ish or so miles southeast of Amadeo. Yeah, like you're going down toward Fort Worth. So I ended up stopping there. I was down to a little bit less than an hour left on my 70-hour clock by the time I got there. Let's see what speed this guy is going to run. I'm still working on getting my speed. It looks like he's going to be fine. Because I'm already at 66 and he's still running that much faster than me. Yeah, he's definitely doing more than 70 then. Okay. Yeah, usually though, if I'm getting on the road and getting up to speed and someone's already moved over for me, I usually keep my speed down intentionally a little bit, just so they can finish whatever their passing maneuver. And then if I end up, let's just say it's a prime driver or somebody who I know is slower than me, I'll go ahead and kick back at 60, 62, whatever it is. Let them get by me. Yeah, they're already over there. They've already taken the time to move over there. If they end up next to me at all, I'll just go ahead and kick back there and let them get by me. And once they finish getting back over, then I'll worry about trying to move over to pass them. To me, it's kind of a dick move to get on the road and then have someone be courteous enough to move over for you, but you not reciprocate the courtesy and just say, screw you, I'm going to speed up anyway and stick you out there in the left lane. Especially if it's a driver who might be in a similar speed truck as your own, and next thing you know, they got other traffic behind them getting pissed off at them because of what you're doing. So yeah, it's just a courtesy thing. It only takes a few seconds to get them out of that lane, to help them get out of that lane, whatever. All right, so yeah, really, I talked the other day where, you don't have to run 700 plus mile shifts every day or every shift to have good quality miles. Like I said, I only ran, I technically did a full 10-hour break in conjunction with that delivery in Ontario. And so I had a fresh 14 to work with when I then headed from Fontana over to Ontario. That's where I parked. From Fontana over to Colton. We're going to get off here at Airport Road. Walmart DC is right over here to the left of us. It is just shy of 5 a.m. local time right now, and my appointment isn't until 8 a.m. Means I cannot check in until 7 a.m. So I will I'll go ahead and stop by the Loves here first. At this hour, there's a pretty good chance there'll be at least a couple spots open. If not a problem at all. There's a casino right across the street, across the freeway from here that you can also park at if there's any parking available there. Or keep going down the street. There's a dirt lot right across the street from the Walmart DC. Yeah, the truck entrance, literally straight across the street, there's that dirt lot. We got yield sign on this side, so yeah, there was a stop sign there, but that's for the traffic making the left. There's a yield sign for my side. But yeah, that dirt lot there usually has ample room for parking and for truck parking, so those are a couple more options if there's no parking available here. I'd like to get you guys some backing footage if I can, though, so it's we'll see what we get to work with here first. See a Hirschbach over here. Alright, anyway, I had that squirrel moment there, and now I'm trying to recall what I was talking about before I had to divert to talking about exiting the freeway here and all that. Oh yeah, I was running 700-mile shifts. Say, I'm out of 70-hour clock. I I was at least. I could not get here to Paul's Valley without waiting for the recaps that I just got back a few hours ago to even get over here. There might be a spot next to Sierra England. If not, there's a guy pulling out of a spot right now over here. There's a bobtail in this spot over there. Let's see if, yeah, my trailer's clear of him. Nah, there's another bobtail in this spot next to England. Yeah, there's two spots in a row over there. Yeah, there's this one here. This guy's further back, so I'm going to go ahead and park next to him. Him further back means I got more room to work with, and more room to work with means it's safer it's easier to get into that spot more safely. Come on. I'm getting a little worried about the I don't like it. Come on. Well, this damn thing won't creep when I need it to. I don't like where I'm positioned, so let me reset. I didn't like the way the trailer was tracking in there, so yeah, I thought it was tracking a little bit too much toward the blindside guy. Now it's looking a lot better as long as I stay clear of these guys here. Oh yeah, we have a winner. Come on. replay turned back on. That way I can change my status once I get stopped. Alright, as a reminder, windows open when I'm back in both of them. That way, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just go off duty right now because as of right now, I don't know what I'll be doing after this load. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know what I'll be doing after this load yet. Get the dome light on so you guys have a better view. Like I say, I'm running on recap, so I got 650 to work with once I'm empty. That's enough hours to get to run with. So there's a pretty good chance I could end up reloading today sometime after I'm done with this delivery. I get 853 back in recaps tonight and 728 back to the following night though. So based on that, I don't really care if I start deadheading immediately after I'm done with this delivery, or if I end up just doing a 10-hour break here and just start a new clock when tonight sometime and go deadhead towards somewhere. I did let my dispatch know about that yesterday, what my plan was, that I'd be available, that I was going to run it in from Memphis and was going to need these recaps. I needed about 3 hours or so of the recaps. Sorry, I was looking at the pip picture on my dash cam. I thought I saw some motion in there on it, so I don't know if it was. I don't see anything going on out there, so I just kind of caught like, what the hell was I just seeing? I don't know. I don't know if it was the guy in the truck next to me, or I don't see anything going on there, whether it's outside or inside the truck. So it was just the corner of my eye catching it, so I don't know if I even saw anything. Anyway, alright, so we'll have some more footage here when it's time to go to check in. It's like I said, it's right down the street from here. I can just PC over there, make whatever length of a split shift here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and probably get me maybe a couple hours of rest here, and we'll head over there when it's time to check in, right? Guys, it is after 7 a.m. We can now go check in at Walmart. Just saw another JCT over here over on the other side here, waiting for a driver to back into their spot so they could leave. Yeah, it was L4525 Blue KW. On the chilly side out here right now because the overcast conditions. Yeah, great. I need to turn off my side guard still. I'm concerned about making that turn just because the side guard and having to hear its bullshit. You know, oh my God, there's a trailer right there. You're gonna hit it. Let's just beep, beep, beep. Gonna be a little bit of a nap in there, that way I'm prepared if they well, no, I need more sleep though, but I feel if I get more sleep while I'm in the dock door. Then because I know there's only a 200-mile run from Memphis, yeah, Memphis to here. So just in case I get a load assignment, you know, where I could, so I deadhead right away. At least be semi-prepared for it. Shifting made my keyboard slide further over, and all the way to the point where my shoes were sitting on top of it, making the buttons press. There's another JCT right here, white Freightliner. Don't know the truck number. A little too far off on the angle there to get a good look at it. It was a 4400 number though. Alright, right over here on the right side, you'll see this is where that dirt lot is I was talking about. I'm also getting a washout done there. It's cash only. Basically, you call a number and the lady comes out in her vehicle and takes care of it. No trucks at all waiting here. This is going to be an easy one. Alright, right lane for OTR, left lane for Walmart and Creeds. Sent because I've never sent it earlier. Alright guys, I do not have a door assignment. I'm checked in. I'll just come up here, find a hidey hole, or park up here by these other trucks and get checked in at the shipping office, or CTO as they call it here at Walmart, Central Transportation Office in other words. And see how long it takes to get a dock door. There's another JCT right in front of us, and door 305 it looks like. It's the way this asphalt here is set up reminds me a lot of an aircraft parking ramp, because the aircraft parking ramps on flight lines, they're the same way. All these like 20 by 20 or so squares. Straight back up. Yeah, I'll go for this. I don't like the way that yard jockey coming up. Come on, dude. If I'd known you were gonna sit there and play with your freaking computer thing or whatever it is, your dispatching thing, I would have not waited for your ass. Yeah, this truck over here to my left is parked like shit, so I'm a little wary of parking in this spot here. This guy's trailer, the white KW over here, is his trailer's encroaching into the spot I'm backing into, but not that big a deal. Wait a minute. I'm a little bit too close to his mirror. It's hard to see his mirror because it's white, and it blends with my trailer, which is also white. I came within about an inch of hitting his mirror, just because I couldn't see it. It's like going doesn't matter there because I mean, like I said, I don't need to go when I can actually see his mirror right here through my own mirror, but I can't see his mirror because it's blending in with my own trailer. Yeah, it's backed up a little bit more. My main concern is being able to get out of my own truck without my mirror hitting, with my door or mirror, whatever, hitting his mirror. Alright, these are tight spots here. I'm gonna get checked in. Probably wait about a good half hour to 45 minutes, I bet, for a dock door. Alright guys, we got a dock door assignment, door 110. When I got the assignment right away, but it was occupied. But I just saw the truck leave. It was that blue Volvo that went by a second ago. So now, as soon as these two guys finish docking in, we get ourselves set up. Let me get out of this area here real quick. I'll go ahead and open my doors while I'm sitting here waiting on them. Great place to do it out of the way. That way I can just waltz right into the door when it's time to dock in. Or when I am able to dock in, whatever. Alright, this guy is just about in. As soon as I hear him set his brakes, I don't think he's going to need to reset, but just in case. Oh, he's waving for me to go ahead. But I gave him the courtesy of waiting first till he, just gonna let him dock in fix his setup first if he needed to before committing to going by him. So the other JCT driver over there, the guy who was staged right next to me on the right side when I parked over here, he went to go dock in because his door became vacant, and he was docking in to the left of the other JCT truck, and I realized he was damn near, he came pretty close to hitting JCT. I'm like, how do you do that here? There's plenty of room between the dock doors. Shouldn't even be that close. I don't know if he actually hit. I don't think he did, but he was definitely in a position where he was going to hit and he kept going back. We'll get disconnected from here, pull forward a little bit, and we'll have some more for you when we dock out. Alright guys, we are all done unloading here. It's only 9:20. We pull away from the dock door. I'm already hooked back up to my trailer. We'll pull forward and double check I got my load locks back. Look like the other JCT driver is pulling out of the dock door also. Take a quick look. Alright, we have a winner. go ahead. Oh, might as well send a quick empty call. Alright, ready to pull away now. The door's still open because the guard check, people have to check the trailer. I do have my load locks though. I do not have a pre-plan yet. So I'll just go right back over to the Loves. Get you another backing video there while we're at it. Hopefully it's useful. I don't know if I'm actually going to get recorded footage at all with the rear cameras. I will talk about the cameras when I get in that's actually a very common question I get as well, is what camera setup am I using? I regularly answer that in the comments section. When I get asked that, I will address that again when we get to the truck stop, because I can actually show you I can actually show you what the camera setup looks like. A 49ers fan. And I know Bonehead Truckers fans are going to clown on him for wearing flip-flops and sweats and all that, you know, while at a customer. Yeah, that is really professional. I don't really have a foot fetish myself, so will I wear those at a customer? No. I get a bad mouth with the fact that other drivers wear that kind of stuff. No. I kind of have my thoughts on it in a way, but I mean, really not my problem to worry about, so I don't really, just don't be in my way, or don't have courtesy for other people. That's all I ask. That UPS truck coming around is, I can see that amber light coming on over there on the A-pillar. Let me know that there's somebody to the side of me, even though I can see him with my peripheral vision through that mirror. So, with the amber light coming on, kind of reminded me, oh hey, I forgot I got to turn off the side guard thing, because I hate that thing. Morning.
Good morning. Have a good day.
Alright, we're going to pull forward. He's going to take a look in there, and then I'll close the doors. I'm going to pull forward enough. Walmart's pulling forward now, but no, he's stopping to get his back end checked. Okay, let's get out of here. So that's one of those things where, a little bit of courtesy goes a long way. Yeah, it's also a show of respect for other drivers that you actually value their time. Even though it's only a minute or so, like the time that gets wasted. A lot of times, actually, this is a conversation that I had with a friend of mine who drives for us. We had this kind of conversation before in our group about kind of why I nitpick about drivers blocking the lane to open their doors or slide tandems when they're getting ready to dock in or out of a dock door or something. And like, it only takes an extra minute or something like that. I'm like, to me, it's not a matter of the amount of time. It's a minute amount of time. Yeah, okay, we can agree on that. It's not a big deal. But to me, it's a lack of respect and courtesy toward your fellow driver. Do you need to hold them up for that minute to do what you got to do? If not, then don't do it. You can always. Yeah, they actually called me before my alarm even went off. That's doing pretty good. Yeah, like I said, it's not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, but you know, respect goes a long way, guys. Even just a little bit of courtesy extended toward other people can be really appreciated, and not enough can be said about that, I think. All right, so it turns out right before I was coming back, we were coming back over to the DC. Right before that clip, I went into the building to go use the restroom. Walking back, turns out I might have walked right behind my friend Jesse's truck and trailer without even realizing it. I was talking to him while I was docked in here. Now Jesse, he used to drive for us with his wife. They ended up paying off their truck, and then he started booking loads on his own. Long story short, though, the market turned south, and he was just having a pain in the ass time making any money to meet his needs. I mean, sure, he had the paid off truck, but you know, when you got bills to pay and a lifestyle to maintain and all that, it's not always easy. So he ended up selling his truck, and now he runs Walmart Dedicated right here out of the same DC that I just left. So I had texted him this morning when I got over there, and like, hey, where you at? He calls me up, and he's just telling me that he was on his way down to Sulphur Springs, over on the east side of Dallas. And then he was describing these details like, yeah, he was just over here around 7 o'clock to scale his load. I go, wait a minute, really? I was just here around that time. There's a bobtail still in that spot. We will go for this one. That is vacant. Waiting on this guy here. Yeah, I think I'm going for this one. See that 4525 is over here. Speaking of 4525, I'm going to talk about him in a second. It ties in with what I was talking about just now. Alright, looks like it's creeping just nicely right into the spot. So I'm just putting just enough left steering in to keep the trailer rotating the way I want it to. I should be able to get it right in here with no pull-ups at all. It looks damn near perfect. Gotta get the tandems into the middle of the spot though. Yeah, they look pretty good there. Now let's get the drives in the middle. And now the steers. We'll just go straight back, don't even touch the steering wheel.
Attention, a new important message has arrived.
Alrighty, that is probably going to be a pre-plan, so let's figure out what's going on there real quick. Yeah, it is a pre-plan. Hopefully, at least they'll give me enough time where, because I still want to talk about that, the camera stuff, and also finish my story about Jesse. So, yeah, Jesse said he was over here around just after 7 o'clock. I'm like, really? I was here, I got here to the DC around 7, and I told him I got here at Love's around 5, and before I even said anything about it, he was telling me about he came over here to scale his load, and then when he was here, when he was waiting to get off the scale, or he was off the scale but trying to, he couldn't get out of the lot because he said there was a tanker backing into one of the straight back spots that faces right at the fuel island, over there to the, on the exit side. And he said he saw L4525, that same blue KW that we just saw over here to the, like, several spots down from where I'm at now. They said they saw him over there waiting to go out for that same tanker to leave, or to get backed in so he could leave. I'm going, wait a minute. I went inside the building to go pee, and I came back out. When I was walking back to my truck, I saw that tanker backing into its spot, and I saw 4525 sitting there waiting on that tanker. So I'm like, there was nobody on the scale though. I must have gone literally right behind his trailer and not even known it, and vice versa. So it was just kind of funny how that happened that way. All right, so let's talk about the camera setup now. So I get asked this a lot. What kind of camera setup am I using with all these cameras I use? Okay, so the exterior camera is what you call an Eagle Eye 4 system. I got it through a company based in Austin called Falcon Electronics. I only knew about them because I used to get a lot of sponsored ads, whatever, from them on my Facebook feed or elsewhere, whatever. So I'll show you that. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. That's what it looks like. Now, while I'm at it, there's different setups. This is the power connector for it right here, and then that's the GPS antenna, which just sits right there on my windshield. You can also run it outside the truck as well. And then these are the two connectors for the exterior cameras, the ones that are on my rear view mirrors. And then the rear view mirror cameras, because I got one that was, this is the one that was on my driver's side mirror just the other day. Yeah, and I took this off and put a brand new one on it that I'd never used before. Left the extension cord on it, because there's a cord that, it only goes this long. And then there's another connector that goes from here, about 40 foot long or whatever it is. It runs from there into the truck. Maybe it's 20 feet. I don't remember. It's long though. It's plenty long to reach here. But yeah, there's one on each mirror, and that's actually what I'm hoping to do here. Is I got another new one with the cord. Sitting right here. So I'm gonna remount it, mount this one on my passenger side, since apparently the passenger side is the one that's being a little funky there at the moment. So I can't put my brain around why it would apparently be the driver's side camera that was giving me problems before, and then as soon as I just changed the camera only on it, it seems to be fine, but the passenger side is acting up now when the passenger side was acting just fine before. So I don't know. But yeah, I got this. This one's a new camera with an extension cord as well. I'm going to try to get that swapped out before I leave this spot, hopefully. Let's see what I'm doing for pre-plan before I call this one a day here, right? Alright, this is going to be picking up at Tyson Foods in Nashville, Arkansas. I have never been to that particular Tyson facility before. I've heard people talk about going there, but I've never been there myself. Looks like it picks up tonight, anytime between tonight at 2100 and just after midnight. It's a more narrow pickup window. It's only about 3 hours, a little over 3 hour pickup window. Usually Tyson pickups have a 4 hour window, so it's kind of weird. Alright, and that one is going to Brock, B-R-O-K, in Long Beach, California. Oh, it's Lineage Logistics, basically, in Long Beach. Okay, that's another one I've never been to before. That one is due on the 10th at 1900. So I'm going to review my hours real quick to double check that I have what I need to get there. why not? We'll go ahead and cover that here on the video so you can kind of go over with me on, you know, planning out whether
You have 6 hours and 50 minutes of remaining drive.
whether I have the hours needed to handle that or what. So I want to know what my HOS situation really is like before going over there. So first things first. Okay, so first thing I do, I go into Google Maps. Now, a lot of you guys will have truck GPSs, but you know, a lot of you guys who might be new to trucking might not have a truck GPS yet. I got experience, and I still don't have a GPS on my truck. It's not. I just can't justify the cost of it. There's not enough value added to it for me. I like having a wider perspective view, and I only need to know the distance when I start my shift. Otherwise, I can do simple math. Subtract whatever miles I'm done from whatever I had remaining when I started the shift. That's all I really need to do. I don't need anything else. I don't even need the GPS to tell me my ETA because I can calculate that myself, and I can do it more accurately than GPS can do it because I have to factor in my 30 and 10-hour breaks and stuff. So I just tend to do that at a 60-mile-an-hour pace. You know, so let's say I run 1,500-mile trip. Divide that by 60. That's really, or you can truncate the zeros, where it's 150 divided by 6. That's another way. Because I always round up to the nearest 10 miles on the distance. So 1,500 divided by 60 it's 25. So because every 600 miles is 10 hours. So 1,200 miles will be 20 hours, and then you have 300 more to go, and that's half of a shift. That's 5 more, so that's 25 hours. That's how many duty hours I would expect to need. I would plan on maybe one extra hour of duty time to get over there, because one could have, you know, you might end up running a little bit slower than you anticipated. You know, it doesn't take much. And especially with it going to Long Beach, I got California to deal with, and California's 55-mile-an-hour limit. Not like anybody does 55. I tend to do 60-ish. Most other drivers I know will go even faster than that, but like I say, most of the time I'm fine with just kicking back at 60 or whatever. Nobody's going to bother you at that speed. But so either way, though, running at 60 instead of 70, that does take extra time. So I'll factor in an extra hour to cover that. So if it was a 1,500-mile route, I would plan on about 26 hours. And then add in, I need 2 10-hour breaks to cover that. So that's 46 hours total from start to finish once I start moving. That's if it's right at 1,500 miles. It's going to be probably a little bit longer than that, and we'll figure that out. We got... So right here now, it's picking up at Tyson and Nashville, Arkansas. I'm going to go ahead and just type that in there. Tyson Nashville Cafeteria. Alright, looks like they have a feed mill, and I don't know if it's the same one as the feed mill. How about Tyson Foods Incorporated, that one? We'll do directions. Look like it's 229 miles from here. Look like it's not far above Texarkana, so I'm gonna have a fun time going across the state or U.S. highways to get over there. It looks like. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and add in a stop, and that would be Lineage Logistics in Long Beach. And, like I said, I've never been to that place before, neither one of these, so...
Attention, a new important message has arrived.
Peter B Street. Why is that one... it looks like a star location, like maybe I did have a load going to there. Okay, so 1,827 miles total, and my DM just resent me the pre-plan because the first time the plan goes through from the planner, it doesn't actually make it to TransFlow. So usually my DM will actually resend it, like she's forwarding it, and then it actually shows up on my TransFlow as well. So either way, like this just happened to be, I was looking at my Qualcomm already. So all right, so 1,800 miles. That's going to be 30 hours. plus almost half an hour extra there. So I would plan on about 31 hours needed. So now I need to know if I have the hours to work with to cover that. All right, so let's go ahead and here's my thing right here, my spreadsheet we talk about every so often. Distance to cover, we'll just round it up to 1830. Control semicolon there, we'll put the current date in there. We'll say current time when I leave here. If it's how many miles is it to Tyson? 230. So I would plan on leaving here about 4 hours before. I'd probably leave here around 5 p.m. or so tonight, perhaps, maybe even 6. So we'll just say 1800, and that would be 1600 Long Beach time. That's what I'm concerned about, is where is this load ultimately going? At the end of these 1830 miles is in California, not in Texas or Arkansas, whatever. So I'm going to put in here 16, because 1600 tonight, California time, is when I kind of anticipate getting rolling out of here. 60 mile an hour pace. It is due on the 10th at, what time was it again? 1900. So not due until later at night. If I were to run straight on through, look like I could get there right around 24 hours early. So that's pretty good indicator there, at least as far as as being able to get there on time easily, as long as I have the HOS to work with. Now we got to figure out what I have for HOS.
You have 6 hours and 50 minutes of remaining drive.
Okay, that what you just heard right there at 6:50 is what I have on my 70-hour clock right now. And all right, for recaps, I got 8:53 coming back tonight, 7:28 coming back to tomorrow night, and then 13:12, 6:55. By the way, that 13:12, I did 12 hours and 41 minutes of drive time on that day. That was between 2 different shifts, and did 803 miles. So, all right, and 5:04. That's not my personal best, by the way. Anybody in a 70-mile-an-hour truck can do that. You just got to run part or all of 2 different shifts in the same calendar day. All right, 5:04, and then 9:29, 8:24, and so far 3:42 today. All right, so what am I concerned with is right there, 31 hours, because I'm running on recaps. I need to know how many hours I need and how many hours I have available between now and the delivery date. So the delivery date, it should have been the 10th. I don't know why I put the 9th. All right, so we'll come up over here and look for where we have 31 hours. And it looks like we don't get 31 hours until the delivery date on the 10th. So, but now 23 up to 31 is roughly 8 hours. So I'm going to need about 8 hours of the delivery day recaps in order to get over there. I was kind of hoping I could maybe reach my house before delivering, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I could get over there and I could maybe get home and do a split, like go to the house and then do a split and then go make the delivery after that. And that'll be a nice thing running at night, because and the evening into there, because I'll be going the opposite direction as everybody else when it's time to deliver. But I don't even know what day the 10th is, though. It's what day of the week it is. But all right, so I do have the hours. That's not a problem, and it doesn't deliver until later at night, so we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to go ahead and accept the pre-plan. Let them know, hey, my hours look good. I will need roughly 8 hours of my delivery day recaps. Shouldn't be a problem at all. And we're good to go. All right, so yeah, we'll plan on picking up at Tyson in Nashville, Arkansas, being our next load. Next video that you see after this one. May or may not see a compilation in between that one and the delivery. I don't know. I do have enough material now, I think, for another Things I See While Trekking compilation. In fact, I have some more footage that I still need to record. Edit. I already have it on my tablet. I just got to edit it. So sooner or later, I will have one of those compilations up for you. It's going to have to be within the flow of what I'm doing naturally, though. So just keep your eyes out for that. As always, there's plenty here for us. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you all go here. I don't want this video to be excessively long, and there was already plenty to cover here. Need to get that camera replaced as well, probably. And all right, until then, we'll see you guys at Nashville, Arkansas, the next one. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you there.